What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and in this video we're going to be covering string methods. In the last video we covered typecasting in Python. In this video we're going to be covering string methods. So we're going to click on our file explorer within VS Code, and we're going to click on new file, and we're going to type in string underscore methods.py, so pny. We're going to enter, and then the file will be created. Then we're going to close that. We're going to close the previous lesson, and if that was opened up, and now we're going to learn about essentially what I mean by string methods is different things we can do with string. So if you recall from the last few videos, a string is basically anything inside of quotation marks, so we can create a variable from it. So I could just say, hello, how are you, or something like that. That's a message, okay? Now, essentially, this is a string, right? It's not an integer, it's not a float, it's not a boolean. Now, we're going to do some useful things with strings. Well, first thing, so all of these useful things are called methods. So, for example, print, this is known as a function. You type in the function name, 2 brackets, and you put whatever you want inside of it. And whatever you put inside of it are known as the arguments. So in this case, what am I going to print out? That's the argument that I have to put inside of these brackets. In this case, I want to print out my message. I want to print out this message, which is stored in this variable, by referencing its name. So then I click on terminal, new terminal, and I would type in Python string underscore methods. Okay, so now, what if I want to get a certain character from the string? Well, in Python, all these characters have a position within a string. So this H in the string is not, you may think it's at position number 1, and then so on and so forth, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma, 6. Even these spaces have their position, right? What if I want to access a certain character? For example, let's try getting access to 0. Because the thing is, positions, so I'll just say character positions start from 1 and then continue. Okay, so essentially H is not 1, it's actually 0. E is 1. So for example, if I want to get O, it wouldn't be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would actually just be, sorry, it wouldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So how can I access just as O? Well, I have to put 2 brackets inside of here, and then put in the position of the character. So in this case, we want to get O. I have to put in 4. Okay, and now we'll see O. In this case, we only get the letter O. What if I want to get H? Well, we can count. We can say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is how we get individual characters. I think that was the white space over there. Or if we say 7, you should probably see the H. Alright, so that works. So that's how we get a specific character. Well, what if I want to get not just one character, but up till a few characters? Well, what I can do is I can use another method. And that method is called the find method. So instead of using this is not a method, this is called slicing a string, right? By getting a position, putting in 2 brackets in front of the string that I want to slice from, and then putting in the position. Well, what if we want to find a group of characters or a substring within a string? Well, then we use the find method. Now, just like a function like print, methods, like find, methods can only be applied to certain objects. For example, since message is a string, it can say dot and then find. So a method is when you say dot after the name of an object, in this case the name of the variable message, and say dot, the name of the method that you want to call. this case, all strings have a method called find. So in this case, we want to find something from specifically this string. I can have a bunch of strings and call this method and find something new one, but for this string, we're going to call its find method. In this case, what if I just want this hello and comma and ignore the rest of the contents of the string? Well, I can say find, and I can put in exactly what I want to find. I can say, I can just say hello. And instead of actually returning the same thing that I put in here, this is actually going to give me the positions of all of these characters. So if I print this out, what I'll see is I'll actually get the positions of all of these characters. I'll run this again. It says 0. So why is it giving us 0? Well, because these characters start all the way over here. So it's essentially taking the first position of all the characters within here. So what if I said A? So we're going to find out the position of A. Well, then we get 11. So we know that A is located as the 11th character. What about U? Okay. So these are all only characters that exist within the string. If they don't exist, it will not give us anything. Okay. So what if I put something and give us 17? What if I say something random like this? Does this substring, this group of strings, exist anywhere within it? Well, no. So if I run this, you'll see what happens. We get -1. So anytime a group of characters or single characters, for example, like X or something, there's no occurrence of X. If there are no occurrences of this character within the string, it will return -1. So it will give us this -1 value. And that was a few string methods. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.